Well, it's no secret that pregnancy takes two to tango, if you know what I mean. So how should the men prepare? There's so much emphasis on how women should, but pregnancy expert Judith Schuler is here with some do's and don'ts for us guys.
That's right, Alex. It's very important.
There's a lot to think about.
There is.
Starting with?
Starting with, was about 30 years ago, researchers started thinking about looking at men and how they affect pregnancy. And they came up with a lot of specifics, but some general things they came up with is that about 10% of all men in the United States have fertility issues. And of the couples who are trying to get pregnant, about 40, and not having any luck, 40% of the problem lies on the men's shoulders.
Really?
So they did further research and came up with a bunch of ideas and suggestions and advice for men to prepare them for pregnancy.
Well, in general, I think it can be said that men might take less care of themselves. I mean, certainly there are men out there that do take care of themselves very well, but as opposed to women, men may be a little bit more lax about it. But what should they do? What should they be strict about in order to improve the chances that the pregnancy will happen?
Well, it's mainly lifestyle issues. That is going to make the biggest impact. First of all, we want you to eat healthfully. We want you to take a multivitamin every day. And you may need selenium and folic acid and vitamin E and vitamin C. So those are things you have to think about. Nicotine can damage sperm. So we don't want you smoking. We don't want you vaping. We don't want you chewing tobacco. And we don't want you using the nicotine patches or gum, because those can all cause defective sperm. And other things we've learned, you know, we were talking about medications and drug use. Marijuana is can be damaging to sperm because of the THC. And so we ask you not to smoke or ingest marijuana, and to stop using it months before you even attempt a pregnancy, because it takes the body so long to get rid of the THC.
It really sticks in your system.
It does.
How about something that doesn't stay in there for as long, like alcohol? Is that something we have to be careful with?
Yes, alcohol can be very damaging to sperm. We have found that in men who drink, you know, moderate to heavy amounts of alcohol, it can actually cause chromosomal damage. And if you are drinking heavily, if a man is drinking heavily around the time of conception, it may actually impact miscarriage and contribute to a woman's having a miscarriage. Yes.
Now, having said that, though, we were talking a little bit before the segment, and doctors actually say that miscarriages, just because there's maybe 1 or 2 or 3, does not necessarily indicate there's a problem, right?
Right. But if you know that your partner has been, the woman knows that her partner has been drinking, that if you don't drink, it may be something that's very beneficial for both of you, and you will not have a miscarriage.
Well, look, making that decision to have a kid is something that is transformative to your life, and so I think in general it's a good idea to look at all facets of your life, whether you're a man or a woman. We're talking about men here, but if you're going to have a kid, should you really be drinking as much? Should you be even getting close to marijuana? It's a mindset thing, right?
Well, one of the things that we want to impress upon men is that they need to prepare for pregnancy just like women. We ask women to prepare for 3 months before they even try to start conceiving. For men, there is a specific reason. It takes about 75 days for sperm from the time they're produced until they mature. So if you're preparing for 3 months or 90 days, your sperm, by the time you start trying to conceive a child, will be in the best shape it can. So, you know, watch out for your alcohol, make sure you're exercising, drinking water, getting rest, not using drugs that you know, even antibiotics and ibuprofen can impact you. But remember, men only have to prepare for a while. The woman, once she conceives, still has to carry that baby for 9 months, and then afterward, if she's breastfeeding, she still has to maintain a healthy lifestyle.
Right. I mean, that part of it, I think, is more common knowledge, certainly, than the fact that men also have to be very careful. I had no idea, and I'm sure many people watching didn't either.
And the thing is, if you do this, I know it's hard for men to think about giving up all these things and having to do other things, but you want to give your baby the best start in life. I was going to say, it's not that hard. If you want to start a family, then you buckle down and you control what you're doing. That's right.
And you'll have a better outcome. And having said that, too, even if you do prepare, there are certain combinations of people, you were telling me, that may just not be compatible.
Right.
If you're having trouble conceiving, it may just be the genes.
Right. So make sure if you're having any issues, you go to the doctor, both of you go to the doctor and check out and see if your lifestyle is contributing to the problem.
That's right. Very important reminder, enlightening for many, including myself. Judith, as always, thanks for joining me.
Thanks, Alex.
Of course. Now, to learn more about your pregnancy, be sure to check out this incredible series of books. Just visit the website, yourpregnancybook.com.